Hello, parents and family members of our third and fourth graders in Richardson ISD. My name is Julie Teague, and I'm serving as the interim math director for the entire district. I'd like to talk to you today about something that is so exciting. We have actually, through grant money, been able to purchase multiplication and division flashcards for every third and fourth grader in the district. We are so excited about this. But before these come home, I wanted to reach out to you to talk about some things you can do with these flashcards and the difference that you can make. Knowing multiplication and division facts will help your child in fifth grade, in sixth grade, in seventh grade, and beyond. Even though when we get in high school, our kids will be able to use a calculator, it really does help to just know that 6 times 7 is 42. You don't have to put every fact into the calculator. We really want to see your child be successful in math, and your support at home can make all the difference. Okay, let's look at some ideas for things that we can do with these cards. One of the first things I want to talk to you about is just having your child illustrate the fact. We know that conceptually, that understanding comes from knowing that 3 times 7 is actually 3 sets of 7, and it equals 21. Having your kids draw that out for you is so important. Now, in school, your kids have learned several ways to show a fact. They might show it as skip counting on a number line. They might show it as equal groups. They might show it as repeated addition, or they might even draw an array. And if you haven't seen an array before, that's this over here where it's 6 times 7. And your kids will draw the fact like that with an array. This is a great way for them to develop that totally conceptual understanding, because it's hard to memorize things that you don't have a link to, that you don't really understand what it means. So we want our kids to know what these facts mean. Now, they can do the same thing with division. We can draw repeated subtraction. We can draw equal sets. We can draw all kinds of things. And so what we want our kids to see and understand is the concept of multiplication and division. Another thing that you can do with these cards, because your kids are getting both multiplication and division flashcards, they can match fact families. Now, if you haven't thought about a fact family in a while, I'll give you a quick refresher. A fact family would be a fact like 6 times 7 equals 42, and 42 divided by 6 equals 7. They're in the same family. So you want your kids to take their flashcards with a multiplication fact and look through the division cards. Where's the fact that belongs in this card's family? So matching up the fact families is a great thing to do. Now, one word of caution. Sometimes your kids will think 6 times 2 equals 12 is in the same family as 3 times 4 equals 12, because they both have an answer of 12, right? Or 6 times 2 equals 12 is in the same family with 12 divided by 3 equals 4. It's not. We need our numbers to all be the same. 3 numbers, just varying orders, okay? So having your kids do that, again, is another concept that they're developing and another concept that they're understanding. It's very powerful when they totally understand that multiplication and division are inverse operations and they work together. All right. Another idea is to have your kids look for patterns. Mathematics is full of patterns. And one of the ideas I want to share with you is to have your kids make a big T-chart. They can make it on a piece of paper. They can make it with some string, however they want to do it. And then we're going to sort our multiplication and division cards based on whether or not with multiplication, the product is even or odd, or if we're doing division, the quotient is even or odd. And so we're going to sort, let's see, I've got 6 times 8. That's 48. That's an even product. I've got 3 times 7. That's 21. That's an odd product. I'm going to keep going through my cards, sorting. And then when you're done, have your kids look at the cards they sorted. Do they see a pattern? Are the factors in the cards that had an even product, are they even? Are they odd? Is one even and one odd? Do they see a pattern? Look at your cards that had an odd product. Are the factors even? Are they odd? Is one even and one odd? Now do the same thing with division. Look at your quotients. What do your kids see? What is the pattern that they find? Another thing that we love for kids to do with flashcards would be to write a word problem. So you show them a flashcard, 6 times 6. Can they write a word problem that goes with 6 times 6? If you show them 15 divided by 5, can they write a word problem that would go with that? I use that for an example because this is what I wrote. Susan has 15 oranges. She wants to divide them evenly between her 5 best friends. How many oranges will each friend get? What that really shows you and shows their teacher is that they understand really what that problem means. That numeric problem on the flashcard really means this. This is what it's saying. So getting your kids to understand that and relate the word problem to the flashcard is a great thing to do. Having your kids write their own word problems is even better because now we're taking it to a new level of learning. There are some games that you can play with your kids that are easy to play. And I've actually got a game or two that your kids can do on their own because I know that sometimes you're busy and you might not be able to stop and play right now. But let's look at one that you could play with your child. And if they've got an older sibling, a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, anybody who will do this with them, that is awesome. We need all the practice that we can get in these facts. So, you take your multiplication cards, let's say, and you get 10 and your child gets 10, okay? And then you start looking at your cards. So my cards, 6 times 7 equals 42. So I'm going to write 42 on a piece of paper. And then I'm going to look at my next card. 3 times 7 equals 21. So I'm going to write 21. And then I'm going to look at my next card. 5 times 2 is 10. I write 10. You go through all of your cards, writing down the products. And then when you're done with your 10 cards and your child is done with their 10 cards, you both add up all of your products. Whoever has the highest amount of products from their cards wins that round. Now, if you want to do it with division, one thing that we can do is actually do the same thing, but subtract the quotients from 100. One thing we've seen with some of our kids is that regrouping when they subtract is still a struggle. So we want to give them practice doing the things that are kind of a struggle because being at home and playing a game with it is the best time to see, oh, they need a little more support in this. We can do this. It's the time to do it is at home, not when they're taking a high stakes test or when they're doing something at school. So if they're still struggling with regrouping, perfect time to see that, and let's see what we can do about it. Giving your kids that practice is a great way to get past the struggle. The next activity, exercise your facts. This is one that I thought might be fun for the kids because, you know, they've been at school all day. It's good to get up and move around and get the wiggles out and do something fun. So you hold up a flashcard and it's 3 times 6 and your child says 18 and you say, okay, do 6 jumping jacks, and they do 6 jumping jacks. And then you do another one, 5 times 5 is 25, and you say, okay, do 3 sit-ups, whatever. Now, if you want to get in on the act, your child will love if they get to hold up the card and tell you what exercises to do. And so getting up off the couch is not ever a bad thing. And so doing those things with your kids can be a lot of fun and they will really enjoy it. Okay, war is a game that a lot of us have played with a regular deck of cards. I put down a card, you put down a card, first one to say the product gets to keep both cards. But when you're using flashcards, it's a little bit different. We take turns turning over the card because the whole card is there. So I'm going to start with my deck of cards, and guys, they have to be turned up so that the problem's on top because the answers are on the back. So I'm going to not look, and I'm going to take one of my cards and put it in the center, and let's say that it's 7 times 7, and the first one that says 49 gets to keep that card. So it's a little trickier with flashcards, but you can still do it, and the kids will have a great time, especially if they can beat you. The other thing playing against yourself. Sometimes you just don't have the time to play, and I know that. So there's a couple of things that your kids can do to help work on their cards on their own. So let's say we're starting with the multiplication cards, and I'm going to go through all of them. And so I say, 7 times 3 is 21. I put that in a pile. I always look on the back. I got it right. 6 times 8 is 48. I look, oh, I got it right. 7 times 7 is, oh gosh, 7 times 7, 56. I look, oh, I missed it. Okay, it goes in a separate pile. A pile of cards that we get right and a pile of cards that we got wrong. After we go through every card, then we're going to pick up the pile of cards that we missed and count them. How many did you miss? Oh, I missed 10 cards. That's okay. It's okay if they miss. That's why we're doing this. So we're going to have them go through those cards and look at them. Oh, okay, I see what I missed. Go through them twice. Make sure you know what you missed. Practice saying the fact and the answer. And then let's put them all back together again and try again. Did you get more correct this time? If not, keep playing. That's what you can do. Now, when your kids get to the point that they're getting them all right, whoop, got them right again, got them all right, then we're ready to look at the time. So I'm going to set a timer, and here I go. I still have to get them all right, but I got them all done in 7 minutes. Whoop, good job. All right. Now, I'm going to try again and see if I can shave a few seconds off of that. And so your kids start with the cards and they do it all again. This is a great way for them to get their speed up with our multiplication facts. We want them to be able to do them fluently and easily. Research tells us that if they can do it within 3 seconds, then they really know the fact. If you say 2 times 2, chances are your child says 4. They don't have to think about it. They don't have to count on their fingers. That's what we want. It takes time, though. Be patient with your kids. Have fun with the cards. But we know that it's going to take practice. So the one thing I want to say to you before I say goodbye is have fun with the cards. Have fun with your kids. And practice, practice, practice. Don't be hard on them. Don't be hard on yourself. This is something that will make a big difference for our kids moving forward. And I appreciate everything that you do at home to help them be successful in their education. We are raising some wonderful mathematicians, and we're ready for them to excel with their multiplication and division facts. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.